Boom! What's up, guys? JR from JMR Motivation. This is going to be my AMC update video for July 15, 2021. Hey, we had a phenomenal day today, did we not? Anyways, let's get down to the video today. We had a phenomenal day in AMC. If you guys held through the storm that has been the last week of our lives, it's been absolutely insane. We closed the day at $36. All right, this was a phenomenal day. We had that bounce back. I know that there was a lot of fear that we were going to continue to be dropping. I even said yesterday that there was a possibility that we may see some retracement all the way back down to $28. We actually didn't see that. We bounced somewhere around that $31 mark, and then we bounced, and we bounced hard this morning, and we ended up finishing the day at $36. This is some good bullish price action that we're seeing today. I'm not gonna lie, guys, there still is a possibility that these shorts continue to hit us in these unusual ways. Do you guys remember we triggered the SSR yesterday? So that means that today they weren't able to short the stock as much, but come within a day or two, they can start their attacks again. So I think that we shook off a lot of the people that were that were trading emotionally, and I can't say that I don't understand it, because anybody who purchased it at that $50 or $60 mark, that the conviction for the stock wasn't really that high. Maybe they got in for it as a short-term trade and it just didn't pan out the way that they wanted, or they were not patient enough to see this thing through, or they thought, hey, we were going to continue to regress forever, even though everyone is telling them, look, we're sitting on the bottom of the RSI. The MACD is the MACD is down. The chart is showing us that we can't continually go down. We have to have some updates, just like we couldn't see continually going up, that we had to allow that the stock to cool off. Some people just get scared. They don't want to, if you're looking on the intraday, what's going on the day-to-day basis, it becomes a lot more hard to kind of keep those emotions in check. But this is how I will say, when you get into trading, you have to understand what type of trader are you going to be. Are you a long-term player? Are you a short-term swing trader? Are you a day trader? What type of trader you are is going to dictate how you check those emotions, right? If you're on the long term, you don't care what it does on a day-to-day, right? You're just going to buy it until it reaches to your price target, and then you're going to sell it when it reaches to whatever that price target is, or when you're in that range, if you choose a range. Okay. If you read the charts and you do your homework, you should be able to relatively project where it's gonna go. Of course, nobody has a magic ball. Nobody's a fortune teller. Nobody can predict what the price of a stock's going to do on any given day. But with AMC, it's become a little bit more easy to track those movements, especially by using the indicators that we use. So moving forward, what do we have to look forward to? Okay, so as I said, we're back up in this $36 region. After hours looks absolutely crazy. So we popped in the after hours. We were already up 7.69% in. Sorry about, I got bad lighting in here. We were up 7.69% in the on the day, and then we're up an additional 6.14% up to 38.20 as we currently sit right now in the after hour. So we may expect, especially when the market opens tomorrow, to see that $37 range possibly act as resistance. Because we've seen it here. We've seen it here. Oh, let me pull up my Webull chart so you guys can see it. So we've seen this here. We've seen this here, right around this range where we're at right now, where we've seen it act as resistance. We're sitting on the top of, closer to the top of the RSI, right? Between 30 and 70 is typically, like good strength. Anything above 70 is overbought. Anything below 30 is considered oversold. So keep that in mind. We may get a bounce off of this line, but I I wouldn't be surprised if we break right through this mark and continue to see that rise back up to 30. Hold this 38 line up to 40, and then break that 40 up to that $50 mark, right? And then have that act as resistance. I talked about this yesterday, where if we break up to that $42 mark, it may act as resistance. If we can bounce off of that one time, come down, and then break through it again, we can hope that area acts as support for us now, or at least at bare minimum that this $37 range switches from resistance to support, and then we can be on our way back up. The emotional traders, the people that lost in this deal, I don't know if those guys come back around, right? But you have to learn how to check the emotion. People are taking the losses, and they're looking at it on the intraday, and they're letting it drive their decision-making process. When, if you remember your conviction of the stock, if you remember why you got in the trade in the first place, and you have some reason to do your homework and invest that time and energy, and to find out exactly what's going on going on with the stock on the intraday, what's going on the day-to-day basis, you can fairly predict what's going to happen in the long run. Now again, it's a sentiment driven stock, so no one can predict sentiment, but sentiment's going to go up and it's going to come down, right? We have a lot of emotional traders in this play, but there are those that have been in since the beginning of this run up in January up to now, and I believe all of those guys are the ones, all of us that have held since January, we're the ones that are going to be propping this stock up, because we're not selling. We're going to hold it for the long term, because in the end we know that we have not met our minimum price, right? We haven't even reached our floor yet, so we're going to continue to push this. Don't worry about the guys that got shaken out of their positions. They'll figure out that they made a mistake later on down the line. And again, this is just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but I'm telling you, I'm buying and I'm holding. I'm going to continue to buy, and I'm going to continue to hold until this stock reaches where I want it to be, and then I'm ready to move on to my next play. Okay. And as I told you yesterday, it's still a very big portion of my portfolio, and I'm going to continue to ride this play until the shorts cover their position. There's a margin call, and those shorts begin to close those positions. It's not just about cover those positions and close those positions, okay? Or the SEC steps in and does something to mitigate a lot of the naked shorting that's going on, right? This is my conspiracy theory time, where I'm gonna talk about if there's naked shorting, if there's market manipulation, if there's anything that's going out that's giving the market makers and the hedge funds or maybe not the market makers, the hedge funds that are shorting the stock, giving them the unfair advantage over retail investors, and deciding where the price action of a stock will go, whether they want it to go up or whether they want it to go down. They can pretty much make it happen at will with the tools that they have, and we need more transparency in the way that the market is ran. It's plain and simple. That's just the way that it is. So that's all I got for you guys today. Tomorrow, I have a funky work schedule tonight, so I may not post tomorrow for close. We'll see how I feel tomorrow, but I'm hoping again to see this trend continue towards the upside, and hopefully push through that $37 or $38 range up to the $42 range, and then hopefully it doesn't act as too much resistance. But if we've been going down for this time, we need to see some periods of consolidation. I look at this chart just for this last day. I can look at this chart for the last week. If we pull back on the 5-day, right? Let's look at the 5-day, and then there's no period really of consolidation that we have, other than maybe this range that I see here a little bit, and maybe this range a little bit, where we had some consolidation, but it's still on that downward trend. So we want to see a range. Maybe you can consider this consolidation, right, where we're trading in a range, because you can understand that AMC moves up, it moves down within a certain range, and if I were going to call anything consolidation on this chart, I would say it's this region here, because we had bullish trends and now we have bearish trend, and then this area right here is the only consolidation that I really do see on the chart. But again, consolidation is good for a stock. I know some people, they want to see it continue to go up and up and up, and the bears want to continue to see it go down and down and down, but we want to see some areas of ramping up on the bull, because I'm a bull, I'm an ape in this market, right? So I want to continue to go up and then maybe consolidate for a little bit and then rip back up, right? And then consolidate for a little bit, and that's how we end up winning in this play, guys. Well, that's all I got for you guys today. My name is JR from JMR Motivation, and I am out.